Welcome, Hannah.
Oh, it's so nice to be here.
Okay, firstly, your first podcast.
I know. You should be lucky.
I know. I feel so privileged to have you.
Oh.
And I'm so excited because, like I mentioned, we're friends outside of this. So I feel like this is a really good catch up and I'm just so grateful to have you on. So let's jump straight in. I know you've got a busy schedule with the kids and school pickup, drop off, the business. So let's get straight into it. You're regarded as one of the first OG influencers. Tell me how it all started.
Well, I actually started posting on Instagram 15 years ago. Would you believe it?
Crazy.
And my first 3 photos on Instagram were the same photo, like just with a different filter. I didn't even realize it was a public platform. Like I just thought it was like a photo, like fun photo editing app. Like,
oh, yeah.
And then I just started sharing my life. At the time I was studying midwifery and also working at Lorna Jane, and I was obsessed with like colourful activewear. So I was posting my outfits as well as like wellness, fitness tips and tricks just for like my own small community, like my friends and family. And it just took off. Like I just did not anticipate it. I remember like I shared this photo of myself in a bikini holding 2 pineapples.
And I actually know the photo.
Do you know the photo?
I know the photo.
It's like iconic to like my page, I think. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think it got to like 10,000 likes or something, which at the time was just like unheard of. And my page just skyrocketed. I had 10,000 followers and I just couldn't believe that 10,000 people would choose to follow my life. So I just continued to share, and I just would never believe that I'm here today with 1 million followers to still follow my life.
I know, crazy. It's crazy that it's been, aside from now you have another business, but that's a full-time business and full-time job, being an ambassador, which we've spoken about, the juggle of, you know, getting ready for content, filming things, deadlines, scripts. So I think a lot of people don't actually understand that that is a whole other job aside from your, you know, day to day.
And I think that like social media and influencing has like evolved and changed. When I first started posting on Instagram, there was no such thing as an influencer. Nobody did Instagram as a job. I remember when I first got offered, someone offered me $50 to wear like it was like an activewear set, and I was like, oh, I can get paid and get free like, gifts. So I was like, oh, this is great. And then I realized how much work goes into creating that image and you know, creating the content. And there was no scripts. There was no, I think as Instagram has evolved, that people are still craving that authenticity. So I'm really trying to stay grounded to who I am and show who I am as a person, because people love to see who you are, genuinely who you are.
Yeah, I think you're doing a really amazing job at that, because I have noticed too, content now is very curated and there is a lot of scripts and there's a lot of briefs and back and forth and editing, but I do feel like you're quite real and authentic in your content. That brings me to a post I saw, I think it was last year, and you were in your daughter's crib and you were answering customer service texts and emails. Is that true?
Because that's the reality. Like I think it's the same thing with like my other business, and everyone just assumes that you're like available to answer questions and emails and customer inquiries all day. But my main priority is my family, and that always comes first. And then I have, you know, my own social media and then the business second. But I was breastfeeding Alaska. I'm getting confused between children now. Getting in the cot with her to get her to sleep, because I must have had some sort of deadline, and that's when I do my best work.
Okay.
And you just learn to multitask.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start BabyChino Bay, which is a children's clothing line, which I absolutely love, by the way. But you have 4 kids.
Yeah.
You're a busy girl, and then throw in a business. Like, what inspired you to do it?
When I was pregnant with Avalia, I like dreamed of collecting like the tiny little pieces that would then be the heirlooms I would pass down to my children. And I looked all around Australia for those classic heirloom style quality pieces, and there just wasn't available. Either I had to ship it from internationally, or like there was nothing at an affordable price. So the idea sparked then, but I put it off because I was new to motherhood and I had a lot of other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I had the boys, I thought it's even worse than I thought. There's nothing available for little boys. That's a little bit different. And I said, I'm doing it. I said to my husband, and he's like, really? You're pregnant with our fourth child? Do you really think it's a good idea to start a business? And I was like, yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. So there was no doubt. You were like, I'm just going to make it happen.
Yeah. And actually on launch night, this is the other thing people don't see. Like I remember I was so excited for launch and I was watching the orders come through, and we had like a little party just with like my family, like watching the orders. And I was running off to the bathroom vomiting because I had really bad morning sickness in pregnancy.
Wow.
And I think like, I was trying to get the kids to bed at the same time because like the best time to launch was also bedtime.
Oh
So
my
again,
gosh.
I'm like putting the kids to bed and also like looking at my phone, and then people were like asking all these questions about the fit of the garments.
Oh my gosh.
And what's available. And I'm like trying to reply to everyone. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a lot, but I haven't regretted it for a second. It gives me something beyond motherhood that I can focus on that's just mine. And I think when becoming a mother, that's something I really struggle with. I tend to want to put my whole self into just being a mother. And it's the same thing. I get invited to a lot of events and things. I just say no because I'm like, my priority is my family. But I'm learning to balance my life better.
Yeah.
And you can have both.
Yeah. Well, that is the next question. Can you have it all? This is something I ask a lot of guests because we all kind of look at it differently. For me, if you asked me 5-10 years ago, I would have been like, yes, you can have it all, do it all, boss mom, boss chick. But the reality for me now, you can have it all at different times of your life. And
So
as you give more to being a mom, your work then kind of, the percentage kind of goes down. And when you give more to work, the percentage of, being a present mum does go down. And that's something I've really had to accept, because you want to be the best at everything that you do. But it really takes an army to raise, a whole family, like
100%,
so many people to support you. And with working and being a mum, it's really difficult. Like it's really hard. So do you think you can have it all, Hannah? Or?
I think you can. And I would 100% agree with you that I haven't had it all at the same time. And especially like when I'm in that newborn phase and I'm like going through like breastfeeding and sleep deprivation, my work crashes.
Yeah.
And that's my focus at that time. And then I go through this with every new baby. I lose my identity and I'm like, that person I was before this baby is not me now. Who am I now? Like, who do I want to be?
Yes.
And then you start the business. Okay, I'm now a clothing designer. Like,
yeah.
I started designing clothes on my living room floor whilst breastfeeding with a toddler running around. And then I'm like, oh wait, I also want to be a school mum. I want to be
the dance mum. You're the dance mum.
I'm the dance mum, 100% now. But I want to be at pickup. I want to come to your concert. Like I've never missed a dance competition. I love coming to dance.
You want to be making those cookies and bringing them in.
100%.
Yeah. I feel you, girl.
Yeah.
I've been the same. Like it is like a lot of people don't talk about that. Like you do kind of lose your identity and then you kind of like, who am I? And you're trying out everything. But I think as women, we can kind of be all different types of things. Like we don't have to be one type of person. Like sometimes I'm great with the kids stuff. Like I'm volunteering, I'm reading that book in the classroom.
Yeah.
And other times I have to miss out on things.
Yeah.
So it's really looking at the situation for me and doing the best I can that day or that week.
And I think it's a great lesson for your children as well. Like even today, like I was baking before I came here and I didn't get to finish. And I just said, look, mummy has to go to work now. Like, I told her I'm going to have it. She didn't know what a podcast was. But I'm like, I'm going to have an interview, like, and that's inspiring for them because they're like, oh, well, when I become a mother, I can work too.
Mm-hmm.
My dreams don't have to die when, I have children. I can do whatever I want to do. So I think that showing your children that you can be true to yourself and have your own interests is great.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So Hannah, any tips for any mamas listening, they're working and they've got the kids? Is there anything that like even in your routine, like for me, I do the lunch boxes the night before.
Yeah.
Like that's something that just saves me some time in the morning. Like I think trying to be as prepared as possible, that's something in my routine that helps. It's small, but it helps. Is there any kind of routine, practical thing that you can give a tip for any mamas?
I'm new to note keeping, and my husband's been on my back to keep notes because notes to me seem like another job to do. But actually, he's right. It has saved a lot of hassles for me because I'm really poor with my calendar and double booking myself and forgetting things. And I think that all comes to like having ADHD as well. So trying to be as organized as possible because that just does not come natural to me.
Okay. I did want to ask you about au pairs, because this is something that for some reason when I post on my account on Instagram that I have an au pair, which currently I don't, which I'm really struggling, I get an influx of messages, and I actually sometimes I get like a lot of questions, but sometimes I also get a little bit of shame around it. Like, how are you busy? Or how are you this? You've got a partner and a nanny. And I almost feel like, I don't know, I just really don't like that negative pointing at because you've got help, whether it's a babysitter, whether it's your in-laws, whether it's whoever it is, an au pair. Like, why can't we uplift each other as women? But I do get a few comments that are like, why are you so busy? Like, you've got a nanny. For me, getting an au pair, so I've had one for a year and a half now. Currently don't have one, but it was the best thing I could have ever done. Before that, like, we all try to get help from whoever it is, a babysitter, our mums, our sisters, whoever it is, and you're running in between things. For me, I feel like the running in between things has slowed down. So having my au pair at home and I have to run out or I'm going to be late for school pickup, I've got that there. So it was less of being organized for me. And I think it's been a huge blessing for me. But what is your view? Because I know you've had au pairs.
Yeah. Well, I think that I was potentially the one that recommended an au pair.
Yes,
we had that conversation.
You did. Thank you. It changed my life.
It all started when my husband's colleague, because my husband's a pediatrician, and he was talking to one of his colleagues saying, how does your partner cope with you being on call? Like, we've got the 4 kids and Hannah has to be everywhere at the same time and it's just not possible. And they said, oh, we've got an au pair. They live in, then they're there in the morning so they can help with the morning routine. And then if you've got to be somewhere else, you've got someone at home. So you're not dragging a baby out of bed or whatever it is. Like, especially with like Avalia's dance schedule now, she's dancing 7 days a week. And it's a lot to handle.
And your other kids would have activities too that don't stop.
And you don't want anyone to miss out. And I would hate for them to miss out because I've got 4 children and I'm trying to spread myself amongst 4 children. And because we can't always rely on Garth because he's on call a lot. He starts early in the morning. He often has meetings at night. And I needed someone that I could rely on beyond my family who are also amazing. Like, I've got a village. I'm very lucky that I lean on anyone that is offering help. I lean on other dance mums.
I love that.
And we carpool for dancing and we all share the load. Like, we're all busy working mums. And if someone's struggling, we all step in to help. And I think that's
love that.
Just game changing.
I think that's one tip, and that I had to preach this to myself too, because when I was a new mum, I wanted to do it all myself. Whenever anyone offered help, I would always say no, because I just thought like I should be able to do it all. Like, I want to be the mum that can be there and I don't need help, you know? I was like that. And my husband's like, why are you doing this to yourself? You're burning yourself out. You're running from place to place. You're being snappy. You know, you're overworked. Like, his auntie wants to pick up the kids. Let her.
Yeah.
So I really had to preach that to myself, and I am all for that now. Like, whoever can help,
I think so. It's because
all for it.
It's because society expects that of us. Like, and that comes from the comments where they're saying, well, why can't you do it all?
Yeah.
And I actually I share a lot of these moments, the in between, the chaos on Instagram. And I said, like, I went on one day and I was like crying, I think, because I was like at home and I had 3 of the children and they were crying and it was at dinner time and I had no one there and I was just sharing like how overwhelmed I was. And do you know how many of my friends contacted me and they were like, I'll come over. Like, let me out. And I was like, no, like, they're my children. I can't put that burden on you. It's with maturity, with having more, like, as I've gotten older, I've realized it's okay to accept help and people love to help. And it's okay to have an au pair. Like, it's actually been an amazing experience for the children. Like we have a French au pair, and it's like having a big sister in the house.
Yeah.
And the alternative is I need someone to look after them, is that they go to childcare.
Mm-hmm.
And instead they're at my home, so we're still together.
Mm-hmm.
I can be working there right next to me. We're colouring together. The au pair doesn't necessarily always look after the children. They could be with me while she might put away a load of washing or
Yes.
help with dinner or something, so I get that quality time
Yep.
with the children. And I think people just assume, they think, hear an au pair and they think, oh, they've got a nanny, they're not a hands-on mum. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the opposite.
Yeah, I
feel
think
like,
for us, we're very much still present.
yes.
Like you said, your au pair's there, so maybe you can get a couple of emails done and
Yeah.
she's just an extra set of eyes. That's very much how I like to use mine too. Like she's there in, a situation where I could be looking after Giselle, but she's that, extra person, which is extra safety. It's extra peace of mind for me. And if I do need that second of silence for a phone call, I can have that. And she's become like a family member to us too. Like the kids, she's just left. She's gone back to Paris.
So sad when they leave.
Oh my God, the kids crying and like she's like a big sis and she's part of the family. Like on the weekend, she's never working because on the weekends, like for me, I'm present with my kids. I try to schedule work in between school hours and weekends I'm, trying to be as hands-on as I can. And so she's not even working, but she still comes with us everywhere. Like, I'm like, are you sure you want to come and hang out with like screaming kids? Like you've worked this week and you still want to hang out?
They're just a part of the family. We even like when we recently just went to Europe for 5 weeks and we made a point of going to Paris and visiting one of our previous au pairs.
Oh, I love that.
And like it was one of the highlights of my children's like trip. Like they
oh my gosh.
came and gave her the biggest cuddle and like, when will we see you again? And now they've got little family members all over. Do you know? And it's a beautiful relationship.
Highly recommend.
Definitely.
Just saying. And they're actually more affordable than nannies and like babysitters, like if you're using them consistently. So look into that. If it's something that you're working full time and you're busy mama and you're juggling it all, just have a look into it. I actually found mine on Facebook on one of the, what's it called? The little Facebook groups.
I know.
The au pair Facebook groups, which is quite random. The first one I interviewed. Anyways, Hannah, we were talking about before how you hopped online and, you're having a little bit of a meltdown. The kids are crying. I've been there, girl. I've been there.
We've all been there, whether we show it or not.
I know, whether we do. What's something that you do to fill up your own cup?
This is something I'm learning to do more because something that I struggle with, because the things that I do to fill my cup seem to still involve the children.
Oh, no.
But I'm starting some new hobbies. Like I've been talking, I'm going to start tennis.
I play tennis. Let's play together.
Really good.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not at all. Let's play together.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm all for filling up your own cup so you can then show up as the best version of yourself for your husband, for your kids. And I used to feel really guilty, like sneaking out to play tennis. I used to rush. I used to look at the clock and play tennis and leave. Now I play tennis and I'll have coffee afterwards for an extra hour because I'm refilling my cup. I come home. I miss my kids. I miss my husband. I'm Mother Teresa. Come to me. The birds are, chirping. I see a huge difference in myself. So I really make it a priority. Is there anything else you're going to do to fill your cup?
I've also been making a priority to catch up with friends. And I think because they're also guilty of like, we're like, oh yeah, we'll catch up. And I think we do that too. Where
we've been doing that for 6 months now.
Like, oh, it's so nice to finally catch up and see you. And then like, let's do coffee. And then you don't. Yeah. So I think, especially since I came back from the trip, because while I was away, I realized like I had such a good balance while I was away because there was less work and there was no school pickups and there was no activities and it was all just family time. And I said to myself, when I get home, it's going to be a little bit more about me, like just a little bit.
I love that. And how does Garth feel about that?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Also about us, because I think like couple time is usually the last, and I know you're good at it, but we just seem to, it's the last thing we would schedule in is time for ourselves. So we're going on a holiday next year without the kids.
Is this the first one?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And we're going to Hamilton Island and it's only 3 days, but it's very hard to get someone to look after your child, like 4 children, and do the schedule. So we're starting with that, and I'm really excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm really excited for you. And I've done a couple of trips solo, like not solo, me and my husband without the kids. And it was really nerve-wracking and, you know, all of the feelings and the guilt. But like my husband even said to me in the last trip, it's so cheesy, but he goes, I feel like I've fallen in love with you again. I was like, you're being so cheesy, but I get it, because we actually had time and we were like, what are we going to talk about? Like for all this time without running after a child?
You probably do need to fall in love with each other again. Like I think as you mature and grow older, you change and you need to change together, and you need to keep being interested in each other's lives and the things that are going on to stay connected, because it's hard to stay connected when you've got you know, multiple children and all these things going on, and you've got bills and, you know, all these things that you're talking about. It's not very romantic. Like when you're first together, and we were lucky because we started our relationship, like we met, and then we just decided to leave, and we went to Europe for the year, and
I love that.
Connected on such a deep level. And then I fell pregnant as soon as we came back within the first year. And
I love it. And then you've been pregnant ever since, pretty much.
I have been.
And breastfeeding for how long, Hannah?
I have been pregnant or breastfeeding for the last 9 years.
My. Yeah, that sometimes can make it less romantic in a relationship, for sure. Especially like you're breastfeeding a child, you're co-sleeping.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you co-sleep.
Co-sleep.
You still okay. So
I am still deep in the like early like childhood parenting, and I'm in the trenches still. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, like especially with like my 9-year-old, and like parenting is changing. But here I thought it's going to get easier. I was like, the children will get older, life will get easier, I'll have more balance. No, I actually find having a 9-year-old harder now, because I'm like, there's like school dynamics, and there's like, you know, the issues become different, and they're actually more serious. Like it's like not the same as like, oh, they're teething or something. It's like actual life issues. I can't imagine parenting a teenager, but I just imagine it's just going to change.
Yeah, because like you said, the issues become different. So it's bullying or gossip groups or not fitting in. Yeah. And no one really prepares you on how to handle those. Like you can kind of go online and Google teething. What do I do? And lucky your husband's a doctor, so, you know, you had all of that sorted. But for those older years, it really turns into a different direction. I've got the 14-year-old. I'm the stepmama too. So I'm seeing all of that now, and she's at a new school. So speaking about friendship groups and stuff, it's like you said, it's a whole other situation to really look at. So I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of parenting books to get my advice there. Hannah, but I do want to ask you, this is quite a random question.
Okay.
I want to ask you about your laundry, because as a mum, and I have all the kids in the house, my laundry never ends. Yeah. And it's honestly, like I was talking on my Instagram the other day, I'm saying I'm now confirming that laundry is a workout, because I haven't been working out at all. I'm so exhausted from the day. And so I'm now looking at laundry as a workout. Up and down the stairs, all the kids' rooms, carrying the basket. I've made it in my brain like it's a workout. It's never ending. Is it the same in your home?
I would never have imagined that laundry would take up such a huge part of my life. Like, I think everyone thinks I'm like, you know, all the days doing all these like exciting business things, and it's so glamorous, and like, oh, everyone thinks that the life of an influencer is so glamorous. And I'm like, and I even posted about it a couple of weeks ago. Like I posted a picture of my laundry pile, and I just said like, what are you doing on Saturday night? This is it. Like I'm doing 6 loads of washing, and then I'm probably going to like put a Netflix show on it just to, I do that. That's a good trick.
That's a good
Netflix
tip.
while you're folding the piles, and then you feel like you're doing something fun as well.
No,
it's never ending. I think it's, never going to be.
Amazing. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for coming on the pod. It wasn't that scary, was it?
No.
Your first
it's been
pod?
So nice to catch up.
I know. It was just a good catch up with you. And it's so inspiring seeing someone with so many kids. And like they're young. they're young too, which is running around after that. And also your business now, which is just looking absolutely amazing. So it's so inspiring sitting here, speaking with you, all of your tips and tricks, and just honestly walking away from it like you're just like everyone else. You're just a regular person trying to juggle it all. There's no like magic ticket, you know, that you can have it all figured out. You're just trying to figure it out just like us. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yay.